For anyone who's not aware, we're live. Yeah, there's a chat. Let me see if I can get if the chat is coming through.
Yeah, you have time to start.
Yeah, let me see the chat is coming through my phone.
Grab some of the chaos. I forgot how to do live on both things.
I think it should be like if I'm going live on there. I should have my chat shit here. Chat things. I'm sorry. Yeah.
If you go on the video on the channel, so click the video that's live, you'll see the chat.
The channel. We're live. There we go. Ah, the chat.
So make sure it says live chat already.
Figured out.
Not the top chat.
I don't know if it's the light or congratulations, but I wasn't happy or something.
You're excited, man.
Dude, I just went up the stairs twice.
So, we've been going on with that.
Yeah.
So we'll finally get a chance to sit down since Wednesday.
I should bring my markers.
I want to. On our final.
Well, he's got.
Yeah, he's on.
You got hoodies. Strip it. Yeah. I really don't have anyone yet.
It's okay. We didn't have a schedule out for time.
No. Honestly, I wasn't even sure.
Really?
I was like, I don't want to like announce it. And then add the pressure to the work that we gotta do because we got real work going on.
Oh yeah.
So like, we don't forget we gotta stop at 9, set up everything, go live. This is more organic. But it's like, right. Hey.
Well, yeah, we got one.
It looks like we got one person on. So how you feeling?
I'm feeling great, man. I'm feeling great. Accomplished. At first I put the challenge. I thought I was crazy to even go for that challenge. I also thought it was very possible. I think we'll have this car running by Sunday, if not before.
Yeah.
As empty as that engine bay looks right now, I still think. No, I still know we'll have it.
Oh yeah. I agree with you. For sure.
Now that's it. If Nathan gets his act together and gets the courts in, so.
I'm curious if we should switch mics because I'm sure how much this is picking up.
Well, let's let me hear on the phone. Hello. Yeah, I sound loud.
Okay, good.
So if anything, is there a way to check the level?
I turned the level on the laptop. I don't know if there's a level on YouTube. Nope.
If anyone is listening to us, if you know how to do the chat, do you hear us okay? Go ahead and mention it on the chat.
Dual port.
Oh yeah, it has a built-in dual port bypass in it.
How's the adapter going to fit with this?
We don't use that initially. The inlet itself is very tapered in there, and it has a little curve. It clears it. And this one at the bottom is the one for it's the one for the actual bypass activation, normal operation. This one works in vacuum. Yeah. This one is for boost to do like BPG.
Yeah.
Boost by gear.
This is for boost by gear, and this is to just
vacuum actuated for cruise and boost.
This one pushes it up. No. One pushes, one pulls. You know, people can't see what we're doing here.
Why not? We'll show them in a minute. So anyway, Barry, I guess we'll start talking about your goals here. I mean, what we started here, how you got to this point. I don't know. Go from there.
Well, I'm not gonna go over like what got us here, but the goal was, we planned on doing the engine build. We didn't know exactly how many days it would take us. We knew it would be at least a very long weekend.
Yeah.
Working our asses off. Working our butts off. But the goal was come here, build a head and the motor and the transmission.
Mm-hmm.
And so far we're doing pretty good on time. Our first order of business was prioritizing who's doing what. I think it was a good idea to have me and you work together on transmission and build the gears, while Nathan worked on the block and doing all those clearances and tolerances, because that stuff takes time. That's like writing stuff down, labeling things, and that's a one-person job. You don't want two chefs in the kitchen for that.
Yeah.
I mean, we had that issue with just
the gears.
Just the gears. That looks good. Yeah, that looks good. You know, but where were we here? So when you guys showed up, the block was completely taken apart. Everything was out, the crank, everything. I tried to do that, you know, just to minimize what we have to do here and save you some time. The head was still like untouched, aside from the cams and the rocker assembly being separated. The valves were all there, the springs were all there. So I underestimated how much time we had to spend prepping the head. And how much, I mean, like, it took us longer to prep the head than Nathan prepping the block.
Right.
Just a lot of cleanup, the lapping of the valves.
Porting. Porting, I don't think it goes 3 hours.
Oh.
And not that we're basing it on literally cleaning. After cleaning them, starting to shave, but shaving carefully.
Yeah.
Testing every pass, make sure we didn't touch anything we shouldn't.
Yeah.
And making sure you don't overdo it, where now, you know, the gasket won't seal for the head. For the header.
Right.
So to get great care of that. We don't know if that's going to work. I mean, we're pretty sure that does work. It will liberate a lot of space and flow.
Yeah.
I mean, you have a header that's, I cut off a 1/4 inch on the sides, on each side.
Yeah.
And a 1/4 inch on the bottom. But the top was really flush with the actual ports coming out of the engine.
Right. So nothing to gain from there.
Yeah, nothing was blocking it. The bottom is clearly it was tapering upwards.
Right.
And it was smaller than the actual ports coming out of the actual cylinders. So I feel that that's going to allow some flow that the header is capable of receiving. It's not like the header is smaller or anything like that. So hopefully that should net you some power. Yeah.
I'm really excited about it. I think that's going to give us more power, reduce the boost, maybe, just because air is just, it can flow easier out of the head and all that stuff.
Yeah. For those that may not know, we're talking about the 9th gen Civic SI behind us. I know some people always knew this, and
yeah, we forgot that.
Yeah.
So if you come from a Honda background, you always know that Honda had the headers. Every car had headers, but the 9th gen has a collector casted into the head, and all you have now is a downpipe. It looks like a turbo.
Let me see that header back there behind you.
Yeah, so there's on the corner there by the door. Good call. Screwdriver.
So I'm going to show you what for those that have never seen this before, what it looks like. That's the header now, K24 Z7 engines.
Yeah, it's just a bell mount. That's what they call it. And this is it. I like it. I'll be honest. For working and doing simple things on the car, I think it's really good. Is it the best flowing thing on the planet? No, it's not. So there's some give and take. If you do a lot of work on the car, then probably, you know, this is something you're happy about. All you care about is having those old old school head. And it comes to a time, dude, that like you have to accept what you have. You have to accept the technology that the world is providing you and work with it. You know, adapt to what you have. Put my jacket back on. I started getting cold. So, how do you think we did on our goals so far, or our timeline for getting all the stuff out?
I thought we were going to be not behind schedule. I thought it was going to be tighter than this. I thought that the engine itself was not going to be fully assembled until tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that maybe around noon tomorrow is when we were going to be finishing to be able to start putting the engine back in the car.
Yeah.
But it's been the reverse of that. So Nathan is fully done right now with the engine. He's just doing final touches like putting the gaskets and the side valve cover.
He's working on the adapter plate already.
Yeah, he's the one walking back and forth here. Yeah, putting the stuff on the side. Should I tilt the camera to the side?
I'll go tilt it. You talk about it.
So, show them what we got. By the way, we have pictures of all this on Instagram, at least some of it, on Reeses Cars and Merc Racing Instagram. But can you actually see it? Yeah.
You want some picture?
There you go.
We gotta, dude. Can you move that impact gun out of the way?
And no, we did not have a way of hot tank cleaning the engine, making it operating and painting it.
It's a sleeper.
It's a sleeper, yeah. But what matters is what's inside, and everything that needed to be touched was touched and cleaned.
We're still gonna touch it up a little bit, just once it's sealed.
Yeah.
Clean it up, but like.
So what components do you put on this engine barrier thing, Nathan?
Well, we'll start with the rods and pistons. The pistons are Trump pistons. The rods are mainly HP rods. They're very good performance rod. I could have went a step above with Turbo Tough, but I didn't think I needed that for my application. The head has everything Korea, from the valves to the springs to the seals, the seats, the keepers. Everything else is sort of OEM. The head gasket is OEM.
ARP studs you mentioned.
The studs are Inline Pro.
Inline Pro, okay.
Very similar to ARP. There is some funky oil stuff that I'm doing. The oil pump. Yeah. We're putting the Type S oil pump. So that's going to give us more, better flow with the oil.
Allows higher RPM.
What else? We had to put a block off plate in the back because the filter is going to get relocated to the top of the motor. Like, the older car. So it's going to make oil changes a little bit more pain in the ass, but it's just, I got used to the oil filter being at the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's right here. Yeah, very easy, very clean. But I would not give up the performance of the pump for the convenience of the oil filter. Yeah. It's a no-brainer. What else? Everything else, yeah, like I said, it's OEM. The main studs are OEM. They're new. The timing chain, the belt. Timing chain, the tensioner. Yeah, that pretty much covers the.
So pretty much, yeah, you did all the components to bulletproof the engine.
Yeah.
For the power level you're going for.
Yeah, the bearings are OEM. Because I'm not trying to build a 600 horsepower car or even like a 550 horsepower car. So
gotcha.
He's smiling over there. He's like, yeah, right.
Yeah. So track days is your goal, pretty much with this.
Yeah, a good reliable track day.
Fun car in the street.
Yeah. Have fun in the street. Clearance is as close to as OEM specs as possible, so that I don't have to worry about. Hey, I got like this baby in this engine because it's a built motor. People understand sometimes you build a motor and depending on your specs, a lot of high boosted cars they're built very loose, and the engine is supposed to operate only at like optimal temperature. And I still want to daily drive a car.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you get in your car, you don't have 10, 15 minutes to just sit there idling. So there's a lot of that whole daily drivability that I wanted to keep as well. We'll get back to you and some other
Yeah,
stuff.
we want to show them. Yeah, so pretty much reliability, streetability. You want a car that's fun to drive. Do your gearing. Do you mention gears yet or no?
Oh no, I didn't talk about the gears.
Yeah, so maybe the gears. You could mention that next. For the gears, I'm pretty happy with what you selected. Mostly for reasons that you want it for.
Nothing like impressing your friends.
Yeah, not because of what someone else thinks, but what you knew that you needed and wanted to have. I'll let you speak up well on that.
The gears, do we look okay? We're in focus there. Yeah, the gears, they're M factory gears. The reason I went with this is because I wanted a close ratio gear set.
Yeah.
I didn't want too tall of gearing. It makes it not fun to drive every day, unless you like staying in one single gear for very long. But I just wanted to, like bang through the gears and have power every time I shifted and not wait for. It's almost like a turbo lag effect.
Yeah, it might be up in your RPM.
The car, when I'm in power or driving it hard, the car will always be up in the RPM. I think the lowest drop is something like, I don't have the numbers in front of me. I think the lowest drop is like 6,200.
Gotcha.
And so, and we're going to go up in RPM to 7,800 maybe.
Okay.
On this car.
Nice.
So it's just bang, bang, bang.
Mm-hmm.
It makes it harder for if you don't have a good throttle control. Like if you just like to floor it and expect that magic's going to happen. But I've been driving, spirited for a while. I've been doing autocrossing for a long time. This is autocrossing championship jacket that I've had for a long time.
And you've driven cars that are short geared, you've driven cars that are tall geared.
Yeah.
So you know what that feels like, what it behaves like.
I drove a front wheel drive, high horsepower car, rear wheel drive, high horsepower car. Funny enough, we get more grip in these cars now than in a high horsepower or something equivalent that's rear wheel drive, or even something with less power. You can see something like a 350Z smoking the tires, stop.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is turn traction control off. But I don't know. That's a misconception that rear wheel drive is better handling. It means a lot of things. You still need to have some control. So that's just my experience. What else should we talk about?
Well, so the gears you selected, what brand name were they? The Gear X or something else? Or?
No, Gear X. I looked at them very closely because Hans has them. And their price is really good.
Yeah.
1,600 for a gear set.
We installed them. They were nice.
Yeah, you guys put them on his car.
Yeah, for what he's doing, it actually feels really nice. Yeah. It's a different feel, but it works for where he's heading.
Yeah, we have two different sort of. Even though our cars are built almost exactly the same, his goals are different. Yeah. How he uses it is different.
So he can benefit from the taller gear.
But yeah, these are M factory. I think they're owned or partnered with Synchro Tech. I don't know the company that well, but they were around since the RSX days.
Oh
wow. Yeah, because they make synchros. They're more like a. Nathan, do you remember that stuff? What's that? Synchro Tech. Synchro Tech. Were they around RSX days?
Synchro Tech was around. They've been around for a while.
Yeah. They didn't do a gear set.
I don't think they did a gear set. It was usually PPG,
Albans,
M Factory, Albans is a current one that I see a lot recently.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I want that gear set. That's gotcha. And it's a nice meaty. Again, we have a ton of video. I have to go through a bunch of video and
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Edit, cut it. But
so a follow up to all this is he has collected a ton of footage. I don't know what we're gonna see at all in one video, but whatever is the best, we're just gonna handpick and show you guys what we've done as a team here, which I feel has been phenomenal. It's been a lot of fun too. Hopefully, we captured some of the big fun we had. We took our time. I mean, we could have rushed this and be done today.
Yeah, we
but
could have this ended in tonight if you want.
yeah, but it's just not what we're trying to do. We're just trying to pace, have fun, enjoy yourself. Let friends visit us here. You have some friends that came by and
Yeah,
said hello.
I had a friend who he's
Yeah.
not a car nut. He's
Mhm.
just like, he actually thinks this is a waste of money and a waste of time. And I was like, what? Like when I was building this, I was like, I don't want this guy to see me doing this because he's just gonna come here and say like, why are you doing this to this car? Like, but he didn't. He was just like, that's how this works.
He was pretty excited.
He's like, can we take more stuff off? Can you show me this? And it's like, yeah, dude. And I think we can reel him in.
Yeah.
You know, give him the virus.
I think he's in.
We can give him the virus.
This man came today, second time here today. Today he was very curious. He was like,
yeah, we're putting.
Hey, can I help you?
We were halfway to put the valves in with the springs, and he put in like half. He helped you put the
exhaust side.
The keepers.
Yeah, actually no more than that. Half the intake side of the keepers, and the other side of the exhaust side.
And he was sausage fingers. He was really good at like holding the keepers together, taking the bag, you know. I'm like, what?
Yeah, he turned to surgeon real quick.
Yeah, he liked it.
Yeah, he had it. Yeah, I think you turned him.
Yes.
He got bit.
He's not watching this. He probably won't see this, but yeah. You've been turned, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
anyway, yeah.
It's been fun. That's one thing. It's been a lot of fun, man. Like, you know, it's too bad that we don't have the freedom that we would want to have, but you know, this is something that not as a day job, but as a getaway from this. Because I forget that you don't do this kind of like building stuff.
Oh no, I don't have any time anymore.
And I have a day job and a family, and you know, like you see me like, hey guys, I gotta go take care of the kids. And meanwhile I come back and like, you know, 20% of the day's work is done.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, that's awesome. That's the difference between like doing this by yourself. It's like, so I appreciate that, and it's big. It's a big.
Yeah, anyone listening, if you have any questions for us as we listen, feel free to chat.
Yeah, if you're watching on the mobile app or on a computer, there's a chat. If you have any questions, if you just want to say hi, say hi.
Yeah, give a shout out. That's fine.
Yeah, so, we have our phones here, just watching.
You got people there. So the other thing,
don't be shy, man.
So clutch wise, I noticed you stay with the FX 300 for now. We don't have expectations of crazy power at the moment. We should feel the clutch is going to hold well. I think so. I think it's going to be fine. But in the future, you know, I guess it's something we plan to do if you go, let's say, E85. Higher boost. Yeah.
Unless Connecticut changes their rules and they put E85 in every gas station, then forget it. The nearest gas station to here is 30 miles toward New York, and I don't drive that way very often.
Gotcha.
So I mean, like, if I go make a trip just to fill up in over there, I would be probably, I would use a third on the way back. You know, so maybe if I wanted to keep gas around the house like that, but I'm not ready for that, not yet.
So one last upgrade that we did was, I mean, you're only gonna put the fuel rail out, but
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm keeping track tabs on you, man. So he did not have a fuel return system before, so he decided, well, it's not needed to go with a fuel return this time. So he has upgraded the fuel pump to a bigger size. I don't recall the model that you picked. No, you kept the fuel pump the same. You did the return, right?
It provides flow to you.
Yeah. So he went with a Merc Racing fuel rail, and I finally have those in stock and what I want one.
If you want to know where to get these, go to mercracing.net.
.net, yeah.
You can buy these fuel rails. This is my fuel.
Thanks, man.
I just, you know, again, I think Nathan was doing all this, and you guys were doing this. Anyway, keep talking.
No, that's fine. So yeah, he's going with a fuel return system, something that you need when you go with higher boost. Many people try to bypass that added expense. I think in the, when you're budgeting for a high horsepower supercharger system or even a boosted turbo or anything like that, yeah, we've been working late so many nights. You definitely got to consider having yourself a fuel return system. So, Mercury fuel rail, aeromotive hardware, some jacks. We went to jacks for the fittings. Pressure regulator by aeromotive.
Yeah.
We've done that. So that's it for the fuel. I just wanted to point that out. Don't forget your fueling when you're upgrading your system for higher boost. The other thing is stopping power. You've done this already. I think you've covered it before on your channel, but he upgraded his brakes as well. Just to, you go fast, you also got to stop. You can't just say, "Oh, I'm going to use my stock brake." You hope to stop.
Yeah,
Quickly. So
these stock brakes. By the way, we got a message from Mikey Mike. I just responded. No, he said, watching along. What's up, guys? Hope to see the car done soon. With another autocross video in it.
Oh, you haven't done autocross in a while.
No, but I did the racing video, I mean the HPDE video.
Oh, okay.
So
Gotcha.
maybe that's what he means.
Yeah.
But yeah, the brake kit. We're talking about the brake kit.
Oh yeah, just mention you go fast, you gotta go stop. So make sure you can stop. And that how big a difference that made on your car?
It made the car safe to drive. The OEM brakes were shit.
Jesus Christ.
Like you let's say you did one pull, because like you have a high horsepower car, you want to get to like, let's see how quick it goes to 100. Let's just say you want to do a pull from like 60 to 100. You hit the brakes, great. That felt really good. And you're like, let's do it again. The second time you hit the brakes, they're gone. They're gone.
That fast.
Either the weight or the and that's worse than even the RSX brakes.
Yeah, it's the weight of the car. No, I don't know if it's the weight. No,
it's the compound they're using.
Yeah.
I think because now this is only from what I read, but someone like people post on forums, the rear brake pads and the front brake pads, it lasts people sometimes 100,000 miles.
Oh, it's just it's not an aggressive pad, but it's like a ceramic non-brake dusting.
It's meant to last, and this makes it cheaper for people, for the dealer to lease a car out, and it's like, oh well, you could have 3 ownerships by the time you change the brake pads. So I think it's just a compound. I think even if I just change the compound and not the caliper and all that stuff, that would have been a big improvement. But on the track, I was able to do 12 laps without brake fade.
Wow, that's a long time.
And I remember there was a guy there with an 8th gen.
How long were the laps?
The laps were about a minute, 14 seconds each.
Oh, it's just plenty of time. It's not like it's there for
with some hard braking spots. Corner 1 is just like you have to stop.
What speeds were you hitting on top and then have to slow down to?
I would say like 120. Because the car was decent.
Yeah.
The car was
still 120 is no slouch.
I was doing like 120, when I got cuffed, I was doing about 120 in the straight.
How slow you gotta go? 60 to make the turn or
60?
Okay. That's half the speed, yeah.
And then some S's and stuff. That's mostly just throttle control. Then there's corner 4. It's a big downhill. You do a hard brake from about 90 to 70. And then you come back around again and do that big, long, hard brake with a few brake corrections on the way, especially if you don't know the track.
What's the race track you went to?
What? I want to go to Lime Rock.
Lime Rock, okay.
Lime Rock, yeah, about an hour from here.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place.
Yeah, I got it. I know I missed it this time.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll do with you next time.
But the brakes, they needed upgrade. I don't even have brake coolant.
Oh wow.
I don't have brake those. I know like that. You hate me for like.
Well, no, I just thought you were gonna need it with the extra added heat element. But one thing I didn't account for is the size of these brakes. They're larger, so they have a little more threshold for before they get hot.
Yeah. And and I did upgrade the compound. When you buy the Willwood brake kit, which is what I have, their entry level brake kit or whatever comes with it is BP. Some people on there is BP 10. One level up is BP 20, and I think that stands up to up to I think 800 to 1,000 degrees, which is hotter than what the fluid is rated for.
Gotcha.
So if you hit that temperature, you might as well just go home.
I think we got a question on brakes.
All right, hit me with the question.
Let's see, Mikey, good to hear. Yes, the track video. We'll have to return. We'll have to run. We'll return with that. Will I have to return?
The 1900.
Yeah.
After I install the kit.
While running on just 93 after I install the kit. Well, the question, the answer to that is it depends how much power you make. If you're just going to stick around at 380 horsepower on a 93 pump, you will be able to get away without a fuel return system. When you start hitting the 400 horsepower, you may get away with just a bigger pump and good injector size, like 1,000 cc's.
I would go
on 93.
I would go 13.
1300s.
To hit. No,
93. 93.
He could, yeah. I'm sorry.
So yeah, 93. So good pump, good fuels, fuel injectors, you'll be okay. Now you're gonna be reaching at your peaks there.
He's up there.
I'm just kind of looking at the phone, but yeah, you'll be fine with that, Mikey. The next question is.
Oh, again, Mikey. Big brake kits are pricey. I definitely will need a big brake kit with a 1900. Heck, I need one now, and I'm just at full bolt-ons. Yeah, you don't need the big brake kit. That's what I did because I'm like I always like to overdo things. Not always, but I looked at a few options. There's a few people out there that will sell you a brake upgrade, meaning better rotors, like Stop Tech rotors or something like that. Better rotors. I think Hawk HP pluses, brake lines, and brake fluid for about $500. Now, I thought, hey, 500, that's not bad. It's not bad. But for 700 more,
it's a lot for some people.
I could just go big brake it.
Here's one thing I wanted to add to it. If you're done with that.
I was gonna make one more point. Mike, if you're listening, go to Instagram or I think it's on Instagram. Look up JJ Auto Works.
That's right.
With an E instead of an O. I get all my stuff through there. He'll give you the price. Just message him. He might be a little slow because he's busy, but you're not gonna get a better price. JJ
Auto Works.
JJ Auto Works.
So one thing from me about rates and cost and budget, I raised an Acura RSX boosted. I did a lot of time attack, autocross, racetrack events out in Canada, TMP Cayuga, and wasn't the fastest, but I was fast. And braking was an issue with the stock brakes and aggressive pads, but I was able to stay within a budget just by increasing the cooling on those brakes. I was able to put ducting in there, go with HP pluses, and I was able to get great braking in a budget and overcome the cooling problems. However, you would be prone to cracking those rotors if you have if you have to do a lot of heavy braking in a cold day. The cold air will make the transition from hot to cold very fast, and those rotors may crack, and you'll have to replace them. So there's a trade-off. You may not spend the money immediately. You'll be able to do your budget racing with stock rotors, $50 or whatever. But if you do a lot of racetrack events, plan on budgeting for good brakes. It will save you a lot of headache or having to replace those rotors often. But if you have no choice, yes, stock brakes will work. Just get good pads, get good cooling on the system. Open the vent. Just say that there's a shield on the rotor that's protected on the street, but you have to open that up. The dust shield, yeah. Open that up so the air can get in the center of the rotor, and that will cool your brakes down. And you can still race affordably and with stock brakes. And if you're not doing anything, you're trying to win a race or just have fun. Let's see. Well, Barry's out. Okay, I have one. Mikey, he's busy tonight. Okay, so okay, I have 1,000 and DW 400. That's plenty, my brother.
400. I should have gotten 400.
Yeah, he's gonna be just fine. And Daxter, I did 370-inch with a 370-inch horsepower with a 2.8 pulley on 93 with 1,300 cc's with a 1320. That's right, Daxter. That's right.
Yeah.
So he's a good example of that.
Dexter, do you have a 8th gen Civic or 9th gen Civic?
I think he's agent. I'm pretty sure that's agent. And Mikey said thanks. Okay, Daxter, or the top. He said Daxter says, Mike, you could try the TL Type
Got
S brake upgrade. That's sounds like a bolt-on kit possibly.
Oh, factory Brembo.
He said my son says they're factory Brembo, so
A lot of people say that you have to upgrade the, and I don't know. Again, I haven't done this. You have to upgrade the brake,
your
the
camera.
master cylinder, or the
Hang on, while we go back online with the camera.
the master cylinder, or the I can't remember.
What was that?
Some people do proportioning valve, some people do master cylinder.
Yeah,
Really depends on like what you feel is correct for your.
but I haven't done it. So, but some people say that with the 8th gen, you gotta upgrade the valve, or what's that thing that's, or all the brake lines go into.
Oh, that's a proportioning system.
Yeah. Say I don't know. I'm the kind of person that, like, if I hear something, I'll try my own
It's
way.
the area that has the reservoir for the.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a brake system, but you have to upgrade that for like a Honda Accord. So yeah, it's all about taking your time and doing what's right for you and right for your budget, right for your, if you have a good opportunity, jump on it. Like what you driving out the S4 now, right?
Yeah.
That was a pretty good opportunity. It just kind of landed on your lap, and you had a choice. Do I jump in or do I wait for, like, you just went ahead and did it, right?
I just did, yeah. I guess I lost track a little bit what you're trying to say, but
No, what I see, because you were like,
yeah, I did
spilling
a
the
little
drink
spill there. I'm like,
no, I said if you find a good deal out there, another guy on Instagram, that if you find a good deal out there, just go for it.
oh yeah, right.
I remember my first Brembo brake kit was a used but refinished. They were beautiful, Lambo green, professionally powder coated, and I think the price was something like $400. Yeah, this was back when I was on the forum, like buying stuff from people on the forum, and I was just like, I'm doing it. And to this day, I regret selling that brake kit because it was so unique. I mean, you see the green ones now. On a lot of the Subarus, like the bright green, Brembo green things, but
and nowadays the world has become
but
to get things like
but
that.
not before that was like unique. I was the only dude stomping around
green
with like Lambo green Brembos. Yeah. Okay, what do we have here? Good idea, dust shield. Yeah. Daxter, I need a 1900 in my life.
I thought you already ordered one, Daxter. What are you waiting for?
Yeah, dude.
So talking about 1900, since you already brought this unit over, what are you trying to compensate for here, man? That's the Red Bull talking, guys.
Oh no, it's fine. I told YouTube this is not for kids.
Nice. So here is his new beast. Talking about it. So you've done the motor, transmission, the brakes, the fuel system, and whatever else. So now the last part of this build is your blower.
Yeah.
So you're now a 1900 proud owner of this head unit. You're moving from a 1320 unit, and I guess you want to show people what the difference in size is, or
yeah. We were talking a lot about this, and all the stuff that let me take the phone out of here. All the stuff that we're doing. I just want to make sure people see this. All the stuff and this has been sleeting because this has the inlet in it.
Yeah.
All the stuff that we're doing, you should take these off. All the stuff that we're doing with the motor, with the trans, and it just clicked, and honestly, like, you're very generous with the 1900. I was just like, I was shocked when you said that we can do this, and I was like, yeah, let's go for it again. Like the whole thing about like a good opportunity, you just go ahead and go for it. So the 1900 was pretty much maxed out before, and I was happy to go back to a maxed out 1320 was maxed out before, and I was happy to go back to that because the car was, happy. I was happy, and but there's something like, okay, we're building this motor. Maybe we should go bigger blower.
Right, yeah, because you're maxed out. You were at the limit of not full limit, but at the limit of the non-modified blower level that you needed to go.
We could have made more power because we ported the head. We're going higher in RPM, so we probably would have seen more power anyways.
But then still at that limit,
But more heat,
and everything else, right?
because it was being spinning faster for longer. So,
being a person that runs to the racetrack,
yeah,
I told him, listen, you can't keep going like this. I mean, no, you cannot. There's a guy in California that tracked his car with a 1320 all day long just fine, but he runs it only at 350 horsepower. He doesn't want to go beyond that. He may want to go in that 400 horsepower range.
Yeah.
One of the bigger benefits you get from this recommendation is you don't have to spin this blower as fast.
Yeah.
To get the same boost level, and your torque is going to go up.
Yeah.
So now coming out of the corners,
I love torque.
the fueling doesn't need to be as aggressive anymore. You got to worry about knocking or things like that, because that generates more heat, that generates less heat. Same boost, more power.
Yeah.
Great upgrade.
Yeah.
So I guess that's right. Yeah.
Yes, this is the big reveal here, and I didn't talk about this even to like my closest friends, Hans. I don't know if he's watching, but he's always talking shit.
About what?
About the 1320.
Oh, that's right. He does give you a hard time.
He's
my God,
you should have went 1320. I mean, you should have went 1900, man. Why would you go to 1320? And I know, Hans. I know. But, I went from not having a modified booster car to like saying like, hey, yeah, I just want to have a little bit of fun.
That's right.
And you can get a lot of fun with this blower. It's just like I wanted something to limit me. And this was like, this is going to limit me from not needing to or wanting to build an engine. But it happened anyway. I think it's in my blood. I think it's one of those things that you can't dodge. You can't like try to get around.
It's who you are. And I've known you now since 2008 or so, and you're one that buys Jackson Racing, can't leave it alone.
Yeah.
Until it blows up. It not blows up. I mean, until you pick it, what it can do. You just knew you needed more. There was never enough. This man goes and buys one exhaust, buys another, until he gets the one he likes a lot.
Yeah.
So knowing him, I could not let him not. I could not let him. How can I put it? I could not let you
get away.
Not get away. No. He kept. I know he kept wanting more power, but he was afraid of doing the jump, so I almost have to like push him to get there. It's really what I'm getting at. What?
Pushing.
Yeah. It's just.
Although I push myself back.
Yeah.
You're very solid.
Yeah. No.
Pause.
Yeah, I know. He was trying to be a family man. That's what it was. It's like, I explained to him he's not that expensive, and the chances of something going wrong, if you're going to be tracking this car, are a little higher for what you're trying to do. So anyway, that's it. The story. And now Hans doesn't have to bother you.
Hans can stop talking shit. Dude, he got like reviewed by Gerb recently. If you don't know Hans, look up his channel, Signal Evolve.
CGNL.
CGNL stands for Cars, Girls, and Life.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Cars, Girls, and Life. Signal Evolve. Look him up. He's also running a 9th gen. But if you watch his videos, there's like at least 3 or 4 videos where he's just talking shit about me, indirectly or directly, and it's just like, nah,
that's it. The next thing, guys, is going to be a race between these two. I don't know how it's going to happen. It's going to be an interesting race. I'm kind of instigating the two of them. I want this to see a race between you and Hans after this upgrade time.
Yeah.
He's 1900 E85. You're 1900 93.
Yeah.
But with slight variation.
The difference is gearing at that point because.
Yeah, and I want to see where that lands. I want to see where shorter gearing lands in the life of a more power, longer gears life. I don't know if life is the right word, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So I'm gonna go back to the shadow shoe quick side. It's piling up a little bit. So we got Daxter.
I'm gonna put this away. I'll be back.
Yeah, I have to I have to buy a buyer. You mean find a buyer for the 3020? LOL. That's easy, Daxter. I'm telling you. That blower that he got there, it's already sold. So with taxes coming up, with winter coming up, people trying to buy gifts and all that, it will make a great gift. If you're serious, definitely start planning for it. My son just sold his third M62 within a week.
Yeah.
So
There's always someone starting out.
yeah, it's always someone. You just can't give up on the idea of selling something, and someone will be there for you to buy it. Great that you are working so hard on the 9 gen. I agree. Yeah, at first everyone was scared of doing anything to this 9 gens. Hands has proved to see has proven that this motor can handle the abuse of a supercharger just fine. I mean, he's been racing like crazy.
Yeah.
He doesn't accelerate slowly.
He is not he's not
He's
nice.
like, let's go.
He's not nice. I like roll on, and he's just like,
Yes, hammer down. So the blower, when it's well tuned, I mean, when the motor is well tuned and well taken care of, it does work well. I'm sure there's some bad stories out there, but we never know what's going on. Mikey, I can't wait until my 1900 comes. I understand, bro. We'll be there soon, man. I got more coming. I got a whole batch of blowers coming from Harrop in the next probably a week or so. So I'm telling you, I have my days full. Same in the miracle.
I'm not racing
Johnny. Johnny?
Go down a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm late. Okay, I'm just trying to catch up.
I mean,
yeah. Johnny's quick, man. You know what? If we can line that up, why not? Right? It's all for you guys.
3 lanes.
It's all for this.
That'd be crazy.
3-lane race.
3-lane race. We're gonna get smoked.
Yeah. C-Max, yeah, C-Max. That's a good point about it. So, but yeah, in Alpha, it would be amazing. You know, the race I would really like to see
What?
is all three of you in California. Tongue This guy's killing it. This guy's killing it. I know this guy is just stripped out and all that, but
funny, yeah.
the guy is nuts, man, out there killing it on the streets. And I want to get on that game with my S4. I'm kidding. I have an EP3 that I'm building. Hopefully,
Yo, Yachty, my boy from Puerto Rico, dude.
You got him in there?
Yeah. Yo, that's my boy. I don't even know you, dude, but like,
tell me more, man.
He messaged me last week or week. Was it maybe last week? He did his gears, and his speedometer was like, it was off.
Yeah.
But he's like, dude, I have this issue with my speedometer, and I think he heard about the issue, but not about the fix. But like, this is the beauty of like the car culture. He's in Puerto Rico. I only know through Instagram, and he felt like, I guess, comfortable enough to message me and say, hey, I got this issue with my gear set. And right now I was like, dude, give me a second. I'll find the info because I was driving.
Mm-hmm.
I sent them that he has to buy the Dakota box, which I bought.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
To fix the speedometer. So I said, dude, buy this. Then I sent them the picture of the diagram, which is like very self-explanatory, like how you wire it up.
Yeah.
And he was just like, dude, thank you. Like almost like I fixed it for him. Like I flew down and I fixed it for him, but
it's the appreciation of because there's a lot of people out there. I'm glad you bring this point up and about him. There's a lot of people out there that are new to this whole game. They've never modified a car. They're coming, they're
welcome.
They're new to the age of boost, or not age of boost, but the life of boost life. And so it's nice to be there for them. And guys, that. Not to ramble about this, but that's why we do this. That's why I do it. Since I was young, when I had my first boosted RSX, I needed help. And people that were out there for me were the ones who helped me get through. And I want to pay it back by doing this for you. He wants to pay it back by doing this for you. And we do it for you. So it's all fun, man.
Yeah.
Sorry to throw that thing in there.
No, it's... You know what? Like, we run into issues with the transmission, right?
Yeah.
We didn't know about the dual sync. I mean, it was listed as a dual synchro, but it was not explained. Like, the instructions, there were no instructions, nothing. Like, we needed a second synchro, like a spare one. If you got an extra synchro laying around, you need a spare one.
Oh yeah, for the gears. Sorry, I'm just catching up. Yeah.
But I remember we went to bed that night like feeling defeated, pissed off, tired, and like you messaged one guy of Backyard Performance.
Jeff Fair, Backyard Performance. Yeah.
He's out in Queens. He didn't even like blink. He's like, I'm sure I got one on my table.
2 o'clock in the morning. This
just
guy's
come by and
back.
pick it up. So then we went to bed feeling like positive. And then we got more information from another guy.
In the morning, I got information back from Dale at Gear Driven.
Dale at Gear Driven. I don't even know him. But
yeah, great guy. He does wonderful job in transmissions.
And now I had a spare synchro from an old car, like an Accord, and Jeff assured us that we could use that synchro.
Mm-hmm.
So now we even though we had the help available to us from Backyard Performance, I woke up thinking like, how awesome is this, dude?
Yeah.
Like there's a community of people in a world that doesn't want to be a community anymore, right? Yeah. And I'm not gonna get too deep into that, rabbit hole there. There's a community of people like helping each other out.
That's right.
If we needed to, we could have driven to Backyard Performance in Queens.
Oh yeah, he took the time to pull those parts out, put them on the shelf for us in case we needed to go pick them up.
That's awesome.
At 2 o'clock in the morning. That's great. I mean, he was already there tuning a car. That guy loves cars.
So this stuff is not fake. It's not made up. We don't stage this stuff. And it's just but this is stuff that surprises me and that keeps me sort of going.
Then today, that's where again. We could have gone verify everything to Google, but it was nice to be able to go to the community. We had Tony today.
Tony, we got
the Inline Pros. Can we double check the torque specs for the Inline Pros head studs? Boom, done. It was nice to have that community feel with friends out there. And now we can pay it back forward. So if someone asks us, now we can help each other.
If you learn something, either write it down, try to remember it. I always either put it in Notepad or save it somewhere in my bookmark. And that's just it, man.
Yeah. See, so, all right, guys, throw me some questions. What you got? Okay.
Just catching up on this room. Go ahead and
I say, if anybody got more questions, go ahead. I think, personally, I don't know that I want to add anything else as far as the build today. The next thing I want to do is maybe, we don't know if we're going to do this yet, but when we're done, we'll do a quick live update on how the final install is.
Yeah.
And maybe some review. If that would be next Friday or sometime in the next week or so after the car is fully tuned and so on. And talk about the car, how it's doing and so on.
Yeah. Nate, you want to come out here? I'm just catching up with the message.
Anything or any notes on what you've done or what concerns have come up?
What I've done. I have done pistons, rods, crank.
No, let me shrink it down for you. Is there anything that
let me shrink it down for you?
No, because there's a lot. I mean, we could be here talking about this motor build. Even though it's so simple, there are hours of work that we shouldn't want to be on the phone with. But what were most critical and different about this build, regardless? A regular K20 engine, like the K-Miata part that you had to add in there, the oil pump and so on.
Oh yeah, so the biggest thing that's different, if you've ever been in the Honda game, at least for these K series for a while, the oil pickup for the Type S pump on this is very different and not quite as straightforward as the old K24A2s and stuff like that. You actually have to pick up, we picked up a K-Miata or K-Power Industries, they changed the name recently, to their windage tray. They have the plugs and everything for the little oil, oil pressure regulator, or the little diverter valve that you go in there and replace on any normal K24. Anybody who's done that spot before, we familiar with that.
Yeah, so this is a
that's a factory K20Z7
or 9th gen.
9th gen pump.
It's a little supercharger.
It's the M60 blower right there.
The craziest thing I noticed is that one actually has usually you have like a leaf spring style oil chain tensioner. That was actually got a hydraulic tensioner just like you do on your timing chain. I don't know if the pressure on it is exactly the same, but it works the same.
It looks exactly the same size.
Yeah, and the size is very similar. They don't bolt up exactly the same, but it's pretty interesting to see. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And the point we're trying to make with that is, we replaced our oil pump because it's for comfort, but we need performance, lightweight, and we want to get rid of all that complexity that can go wrong.
So it's a relatively affordable kit.
What is the windage? Why do you have to change the windage?
The windage tray on the K24 is technically integrated into the pump. They basically use the pump as the bottom of the windage tray for that first section of the engine under here. The back section has its own shorter windage tray, but just like on the K24A2s and the older TSX Accord engines, back when they still had the 4-port rear exhaust, you would just be able to put like a K20 windage tray, especially from like if you have a donor engine.
I'm gonna change the battery over on this thing. Keep going.
Especially if you have a RSX Type S, pump and donor engine, you can just swap a lot of those components over. So it was pretty straightforward back then. I recently did it for the engine that's going into the EP3 for the, and
So other than that, that's the major change on this motor. It's the oil pump. As far as custom work goes.
Yeah, as far as like the differences between this and a standard K24A swap, the oiling system is different. The valve train is different. You can't just order a normal K24 valve train.
The valves.
I believe Barry went through that in one of his videos. As far as having different size valves from Ferrera done. So look out for that if you're building this engine. I don't know if other companies make the same size valves that you need, but I believe they're an ILX and a TSX, the newer single port TSX, intake and exhaust valves. But I since I didn't purchase it.
Yes and no. Here's the thing. This is maybe the K20Z3 is the same, but this is OEM. It is 1 millimeter oversized from the previous generation.
Yeah.
So TSX were 35 mil. These are 36 on the intake side. If you follow my build, I'll probably do a video and go over exact part numbers and stuff. But if you have any questions, you could call Ferrera and say, I have this car, and they will go. I was amazed how good they were over the phone. They're like, oh yeah, they knew the head better than almost anyone on the forum, on the groups, or anything like that. They knew exactly what they're doing, and they'll tell you exactly which part you need. So yeah, sorry about that. I didn't to cut you off.
No, sorry, just to clarify that.
No, just clarification.
Yeah.
Other than that, everything else is pretty factory as far as replacing stuff if you're rebuilding the engine. Seals are factory for the car. Don't worry about any of that. The only other thing that would be different is the actual head studs. So far as I know, only Inline Pro sells studs for the specific motor. Apparently, all the single port K24s have a taller head by slightly, at least internally. So you do need different size head studs for that. The standard K24, K20, A, Z, Z1, all those guys, they use different head studs than what you usually put in here.
Well, yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. The rest is stock. Nothing. We didn't do any sleeves, anything like that. Again, we're not trying to go for crazy power. Just more going for reliability and power and drivability.
So I would be very comfortable putting some horsepower.
Really?
Don't say that, Nick. Don't say that.
I'm just saying, is there if you want it.
You want it.
Put the PSI
up. What makes you stick to the Z7 head, Barry?
Simplicity, keeping the car the same. I had an opportunity halfway through the build, through the buying process of parts and stuff. I had the opportunity to go with a K20A2 head, a Type S head. I still do. I might just pick it up for for the sake of having it if I ever feel like it.
But what made you do it was at the moment is budget come in simplicity.
Yeah, if I go with a
Yeah.
K20 with a Type S head or something with headers, that would mean some fabrication on the head itself because you do have to weld something shut.
Oh, really?
From my understanding, there's a corner or port because of the water ports. You have to like shut one off or something. I can't.
So
remember.
there's custom work. Needs to be
There's
done.
custom work there, which I don't. We don't have a welder here. We have a lot of tools, but you can weld.
But we're not prepared to deal with that.
Not prepared to do that.
It's a bigger project. So you need new headers. You would need to get a new header, new exhaust setup.
Not just a new header, but new header and then modify that header.
Holy cow!
So I don't know, or modify some heat shield, which would have been like pretty easy. But look, you still have to modify the header. So there's modifying parts there, and then there's clearances, and we were trying to build this, run it, test it, and drive it like 300 miles in 5 days.
Yeah.
So I think if we added all that other stuff, we would be looking.
Now, the most important question of the night: what scotch or whiskey are we tasting tonight?
This is Costco brand whiskey.
And mine what's that lemon thing you have while I'm drinking?
Oh, that was a
Gin or something?
lemon gin, what is it called? I don't know. It's pretty disgusting stuff if you drink too much of it. I'll be honest.
I think it's great.
But
so that's that. Let's skip the simple. And sorry.
We are not sponsored by Kirkland whiskey.
Oh, and Red Bull to stay up because I'm exhausted.
Yeah,
I've been going. Me and my son have been going. We left South Carolina Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night. In the middle after I had to work. Get orders to you guys as much as I could. So left Tuesday night after shipping orders. Drove all the way through the night until 7 o'clock in the morning here to Connecticut. I just couldn't sleep. I had to just keep driving with my son. He drove the first half. I drove the last half. So anyway, all the driving, no sleep. Slept for a quick break on Wednesday.
People up there.
Oh, sorry. I'm just. So anyway, slept for a little bit on Wednesday. And we went right to work. So we've been doing a few late nights, having fun at the same time. But you know how it is, guys. Having fun.
Yeah, with a 3-hour power nap, we almost finished the transmission.
Yeah. Well, we did if it wasn't for the stupid synchro.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for the fact that we were all exhausted, we probably would have had the energy to figure it out.
Yeah. And don't make a silly mistake. Oh, the mistake was we put fifth where fourth goes and fourth where fifth goes. And 3 of us looking at the damn thing didn't see that it was smaller than the other. But anyways, it was stupid. We knew that, but
then we slept.
We slept and everything was
like, oh, smaller, bigger, smaller again.
No, I'm sure we don't want to go shifting the wrong way. But anyway, so that was a stupid thing that happened. Anyway. So that's what happens when you're tired. When you're tired, just sleep, guys. Don't do what we do.
Yeah.
Don't be like my brother. Like some of the shows. Let's see. Will I have to modify anything to my OEM or fuel rail? Adding the 1900 with 1000 cc injectors. Again, it goes down to power. If you're gonna stay below 400, you could keep it.
I'll say this. I'll say this way. You can do it, but the moment you decide to reach over 400, be prepared to upgrade, or getting near it. Be prepared to upgrade.
So let's plan for it.
I had a lot of fun with this car with the 1320
and a stock fuel
and a stock fuel rail. Now we're doing it mostly because we could run this without the return.
Right, but you're too close to that limit.
But we don't know how much performance we're going to get out of the porting, out of the compression change. That's one thing I said about the compression. We're at 10.5, which is lower than OEM, which is 11. Not that big of a difference, but it's still something that the tuners can, have some freedom to tune with. So we don't know what performance we're going to get out of it. I'm guessing less pressure on the fuel system, but also more room for power.
Gotcha. So now, X-Conquered. Thanks everybody else for the other answers. I'm going to skip through those. I know the main goal is to try and enjoy the vehicle as much as possible, enjoying the process of building it. What are your intentions with the vehicle as to racing, street, or track?
I don't do street racing all that much. I have my fun on the road like everyone else. You find an open road. Waze says there's no cops up ahead, and you may open it up a little bit. But I like a torquey high performance car. It's not a thing of like a vanity, like I must have it. It just feels good to have all this performance available when you need it. So it's still gonna get daily driven. It's gonna take me to work every day, whether it's winter,
You got kids.
whether it's hot. I'm gonna put the back seats in there, put the kids in there. Not going crazy, but I did a track event last year. What?
I said, sure, sure.
I went to Lime Rock this year. That was a lot of fun. Very convenient. So I plan on going next year.
And I want to go if I can. I hope
You're
I
gonna
can.
come
I
back.
hope I can.
So just track days, and road and use. Not 12 events per year. But if my schedule opens up, hey, this weekend there's something going on, let's go. Actually, it's not like that. You gotta sort of plan some shit ahead.
So pretty much is your car is sometimes track, most 99% street.
Yep.
Comfort and fun.
Mm-hmm.
So when he lives here in Connecticut, every time I visit, I have a great time. Every damn road in this place is a racetrack.
Yeah.
So
between
curvy roads and mountainous, hilly roads and beautiful scenery, and that makes you feel like you're driving in Road Atlanta or something like that. It's crazy. I love driving around here. So, but in any case, so in your case, you race every day. Mikey. So Dexter. I'm sorry. The fuel dampener is it needed through? The fuel damper is needed with aftermarket fuel rail. That's what my tuner told me. I don't like to mention names on the live things. So, fuel dampener.
tuning can be a spicy conversation.
I want to bring that up a little bit, actually. Dampeners. I personally have never had an issue not running a dampener. Never. Now, would it improve anything if I did it? I don't know. I cannot tell you that I've done it successfully or not successfully, but I do not have problems. I idle, I run, and I've driven as high as over 545 horsepower and 400 torque on a K20 598 without a dampener. So any idle beautifully. I enjoy the car, drove on the street every day to school for my son. We drove an hour to school. So I'm sure it helps some. I don't know the reasons, but if you need it, use it. If you have the choice to do it, do it. But I don't recommend or not recommend that because it's up to your tuner and is their capability or needs that they have for your specific vehicle. So that's that. Thanks. Everybody saying thank you.
Yeah,
Last question.
We are going to cut it off in about
maybe
3 to 5 minutes. Then we got a guest coming back. I don't know
who's coming back.
My buddy.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so last question. What's a car that's all of you guys had all on and then build? God, bro, that's like everything.
The RSX. The RSX is one car we both own. And an EP3. I had an EP. I didn't build this.
So I let you. How many cars you worked?
I had my first car was a '99 Civic EK.
Own and then build. It's gotta be built. That type. So too short.
Owned it
and built.
I built it poorly, but I built it. Mostly, headers and stuff like that. The RSX Type S, that was that had everything. Like nitrous blower, 9% blower, bigger blower. Turbo, bigger turbos than little turbos. That car had like everything on it. Just whatever I felt like changing to find my happiness or my purpose at that time, I did it. That car had the most experiment done. I then had I switched to a Camaro, finally like a 15 Camaro, the one with the nicer headlights, the It was a 2014. It was white with a black hood, black wheels from the factory. I didn't do anything to it. That car didn't need very much. I got better tires for autocrossing. I got a nice exhaust, which is sitting over there somewhere, from a Z28 exhaust. I did something to the clutch. The brake and the clutch were all going to the same reservoir, so I split the reservoir. That was as far as building went for that car. I knew it was too expensive to go into boosting for me. I could not afford it financially, so I was like, this is a car that it's set, it's good. I race it the way it is. My biggest expense was tires. Hang on. Hold on. We have a guest coming up, but he might not want to be on the camera.
You can open it.
He's probably gonna come around.
Oh, okay.
My next one was the RX. No, I had an AP3 after that. I had to do clutches and stuff, maintenance stuff. But at that point, I didn't have a lot of money.
Stick it to build car.
Then forget it. That's it.
Okay. So
This does not. That's it.
okay. So then after that, we got a video. Guys.
Hey man, my buddy came up.
The
Yeah, we're live on YouTube. All of you.
All right. So in my case, Acura RSX Type S, 2005. I went ahead and got that car the first year that I got it straight away when Jackson Racing. Then I started doing autocrossing, time attack events, and track days. After that, the RSX has been kind of with me all my life. And then that got totaled and went to another RSX that got rebuilt. It's now strictly a race car, now parked in my garage for the past 3 years. But it's getting hopefully slowly rebuilt. And Johnny Tank, he helped me source a whole bunch of all-wheel drive cars. I cannot wait till I get that project going. I was hoping it was this year to work with him and his friends and with my son and get that done, but we're just too busy. It's not happening. So maybe for 2021, we'll go ahead and tackle that project. Everything else, my new car is Audi S4 2013, and that has been modified with more horsepower, exhaust work, and that's a lot of fun car. That's my two main sports cars that I've dealt with. So let's see what else. All right. Nathan, you want to mention your car? It's up to you.
My car was my first car that I ever owned was actually Barry's old RSX.
Yeah.
When he was ready to part out the car, I got the chassis.
His car, yeah.
Yeah, I got the chassis, his cut up harness.
That's a beautiful harness.
It was a beautiful harness that didn't have the chance to get finished, and I assisted Barry in that. So I was
all kidding aside, I had no shorting.
There's no shorts. Everything worked when I got it.
Everything worked.
That was still there.
Was it ready? No. No, it wasn't. Yeah. All right, keep going. Sorry, I'm sorry.
I got that car when I was, 17, 16?
And you got your license and straight to car.
I didn't even have a license when I had it.
Crazy car.
I literally changed states before that car was running.
That is right. I forgot. Yeah. We actually told that car to.
So it didn't have an engine or transmission in it.
It didn't have a drivetrain, engine, transmission. It didn't have suspension, but we had some old coilovers that before he had even gotten rid of the car, I gave to my dad, sitting in the corner. But I eventually put that car together. It took me about a year and a half.
6 months, actually. Well, counting Buffalo, yeah.
Yeah. So I basically finished high school at like 17. As I turned 18, I believe the car started running. I have a couple of videos floating around on YouTube. But, that one was originally, oh my gosh, what was it? It was a CT blower that we had lying around, and one of the prototype Comtech converted to air-to-air manifolds. And that one made about 350, something like that. We had on E85. Then I crashed it in October. Not enough tire, a lot of rain. Basically took the front end of the car off, and I picked up a Type R front end off of eBay, and proceeded to swap that over the course of October and December. Sold the CT, went 1900, made somewhere around 500. and then I had
School.
to leave for school.
What do you drive now?
I drive a Miata now. Yeah. So I drive a 01 Miata. Was a stock motor.
Pretty nice.
Got a little bored with the power, especially coming up from 500.
Imagine him.
Yeah, I know. 6'2" in a Miata. I did not fit.
You don't fit.
I still have plans to cut the floors in the car and drop it
And he already dropped the seat.
down. I'm already in bucket seats and I need to go lower still. But I gotta pass that broom test. If you know what I'm talking about. That one I went turbo.
Supercharged now.
Yeah, now it's supercharged with another custom manifold that we sort of put together with sheet metal and stock manifold and stuff like that. And old CT cooler that was leaking that we finished the welds on and stuff. So old parts, and I didn't have a ton of budget, but I got the car there. And now I'm a little bit more fortunate. I'm actually starting a swap on the car.
K-swap.
So we're doing K-swap, and there might be a little supercharger action going on there. And,
a little
just a little bit. I mean, you can only put 225. Right?
So I said right now, I think you're going to be the first. Probably someone doesn't beat you to it. You will be the first TVS.
I'll be the first finished TVS K Miata
that we're aware of.
After cool.
That's cool. Yeah. We do have one customer setting out there. Sampan?
Yeah, so he's still working on his bill, but it looks like he's actually doing a major upgrade. Right now he's in process of something. I don't know what's going on with him. But
thanks to him, I got my transmission adapter kit. So shout out to him.
Yeah.
Sam Ken, I forgot his IG.
He is. I don't remember what
he's got a beautiful red.
Candy red K Miata. Wow. 1900. There was a big burst of photos on Instagram he did a while ago, and the car is going to turn out great once it's finished.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But hopefully, I get a chance to beat him a little bit, budget providing, as far as time goes, and we finally get to get some testing done for that.
Yeah,
hold on. I can't wait for that to get finished, but
almost.
Yeah. Had a couple Volvos in between, and that never get built.
But that's it. Keeping it simple.
Yeah, we could go into deep dive stuff.
So no more questions. Anything else? One day I'll move back to. Okay, the rest is for you.
People are loving Connecticut.
Yeah, they're saying
that's it, guys. We're gonna cut it off. I honestly thought we were only gonna stay up on for like 20 minutes, but thanks to you guys for joining, bringing more to the conversation, being part of the family here. Don't forget to like, subscribe, come back. We'll come back probably before you leave.
Possibly.
We'll see. No promises. Just if you're subscribed to the channel, you'll probably be notified via the YouTube app or whatever.
And if anyone is watching today on October 30th, I am traveling. I'm trying to focus on this project. I will not be answering emails. If you're waiting for something, it's the weekend. Enjoy yourself, and we'll catch up on Monday, Tuesday.
Don't bother me.
Well, you can bother me, but right now,
it'll be
focus and treat me like a regular business.
Slow response. Bye. Thank you, everybody.
I'm human.
I'm human. I love it.